What's going on, guys? It's your boy Sailor Turn Gamer. We are back in the building coming at you with another Dauntless video. It's been a long time, but we got to talk about the patch that's coming tomorrow, November 19, 2019. The next patch in the series of patches for Dauntless is update 1.0.3. You guys know it very well. This is a quality of life improvement patch. So with the patch is going to be some balance adjustments to counter the attack speed changes that was made, and then they're going to continue to tune the Aether Striker so that way everyone can get a better time at playing it. The patch is also going to have some values that's going to be tweaked, and then some objectives for some of those bounty cards that came out, as well as just some UI changes, bug removals, and fixes like that. So this is a pretty clockwork patch, but there are balance changes, and I do think that we should talk about the balance changes. And as we go through the patch, you guys are seeing it's a pretty good amount. So like always, I'm going to leave in the description box below a link to the patch notes so you guys can check those out yourself. And as we go through, I'm just going to talk about some of the key things that I like here. So some of the balance changes, right? You guys see this, it's the attack speed. The recent change to bonus attack speed left over some slower weapons. So pretty much with that, they are going to be raising the base attack speed for some things, and then secondarily the repeaters have been hit hard by weakening of multiple sources of attack speed, so they're also going to get some love as well. So it's pretty nice. So for attack speed, they're going to be increasing the axe base speed attack by 10%, the hammer base speed attack by 5%, and then repeaters base speed attack is going to get an increase by 10%, which is awesome because I'm a repeater main, and I'm sure there are some others like you out there. Now let's move on to strikers. Like we talked about quickly at the top, they are going to continue monitoring the Aether Strikers since the introduction, and now is another balance change for the best, and more monitoring will be had after that. But the changes that are coming with this is that the Strikers total combo, which is all combos combined, that damage is going to be reduced by 7.5%. That kind of sucks. Karma Breaker upfront damage is going to be reduced as well. And Focus Assault. Oh wow. So Focus Assault, the first attack is going to get reduced, the second attack is getting reduced, and the third attack is getting reduced. Woo, this is not a good patch for Aether Strikers out there, but it's all in the interest of preserving the integrity of the game. Spirit Barrage is also getting a reduction pretty much across the board, as you guys see. Just first, second, and third attacks getting a reduction. Mighty Squall, that's actually getting a reduction as well. First, second, and third attack is getting a reduction. So looks like we got ourselves an Aether Strikers reduction, nerf, whatever you want to call it. A balance change is what they're calling it. So we'll see how this plays out over time. Like I talked about, they're going to continue to monitor that. So we'll just see how it goes. Bounty cards as well. So they're actually, as we go through this, if you guys take a look, I'm just going to quickly scan, and about almost half of these cards are getting a reduction. Maybe that's for the better, maybe that's for the worse. But something like Perfect Tense, right? That is going to get reduced from 75 perfect digits to 60. So that's actually for the best. And I'm sure as we go down, they're probably reducing the requirements for these bounty cards to just make them easier to actually obtain, so you can continue to go through in a more efficient manner. Because I can see how some of these cards, you can get them and you probably just don't actually want them because they take forever to do. So that's kind of nice, right? As far as some increases that they made, it was for a couple of damage based ones. So I mean, you guys see towards the bottom that Mortal Wounds card, for all three classifications of it, that damage is actually going to go up a slight tick to make it a little bit longer to get that as well. And then we back to some reductions, so it's pretty good. We'll see how these play out. I mean, I am super excited for the Perfect Tense card, just because it's just going to be so much easier to try to get that card completed with perfect dodges. So that's kind of nice to see. There's a couple of quality of life changes, as you guys see. They renamed the basic track of the hunt pass to free track. That's pretty straightforward, right? It's going to eliminate confusion around whether or not it's a purchase. So that kind of makes sense. Banner customization in the store is now going to have a preview, which is awesome. Hair tints you own are now going to be displayed in the name when you hover over them. Face paints and other customization previews in the store are now going to load much faster. Of course, guys, we always have gameplay bug related fixes, and that is awesome to see. and there's some behemoth bug fixes as well as stability, stores, compasses, and just general stuff, guys. You guys see all of the changes here. I'm gonna go through and just talk about something that catches my eye, and what always catches my eye is behemoths. Behemoths is a big one right here. There's 3 changes. We got Tempest-born Stormclaw is no longer going to be able to permanently go invisible. Koshai's tail wasn't growing back if severed, so now it's going to regrow. And Karabac and Rezakiri no longer inexplicably are going to have a golden leg. I really like to see Behemoth changes because they let you know that they're constantly adjusting, constantly trying to get the Behemoths in a state of interesting. Not only keeping them interesting, but keeping them at a point where the players in the community that actually faces these guys on a day-to-day basis can face these guys in a format where it's a challenging environment, but it doesn't get stale and it remains fun. So that's awesome to see, because if something isn't working properly, like Koshai's tail not growing back, hey, there we go. They correcting that in tomorrow's patch, and that's just going to continue to create an environment of fun when it comes to that fight, because we want the fight to be ran properly, and then we want to evaluate them at their peak to see if that's where they need to be, and if not, make changes. So I appreciate whenever they actually make bug fixes. A little side note on myself, bug fixes and patch notes are typically like some of my favorite things to hear about, outside of the usual, just because bug fixes means that they're paying attention. Of course, bug fixes means that there's bugs, but what game doesn't have them? And so it's always great to see Phoenix Lab is constantly working on improving the game, whether that's like we see from the Behemoth standpoint, from standardized gameplay, stability changes, just the general store compasses, and just a lot of other things like that. It's always amazing to see. Again, guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description box for the actual patch notes, so you can click on that link and then check it out yourself, as well as I'll make a comment. I'll make the comment talking about the attack speed, because I think that's pretty cool, and people just scroll down there, and if you see that, give that a like, so that way everybody can check out the nice little attack speed comment that I left there. And if anybody is finding this video for the very first time, I appreciate you finding the video, and be sure to stay here and check us out. We got new videos coming out every single week, and we will be streaming here on YouTube, so you guys can tune in for that as well. Expect a lot more content, Dauntless related and non-Dauntless related. And join the fleet. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is hit the sub button, and you'll be a part of this fantastic community. Until then, this sailor will be out in the open ocean. I appreciate it. Peace.